The following program is for entertainment purposes only. Off-the-leash animal news is not meant to be taken as official news information. Although the stories are real, some of the animals' names have been changed to protect their identity. If you are offended by any of the content, please discontinue watching and consult with your grandparents immediately. Some content may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Off the Leash Animal News,
your best source for animal-related news from around the world.
My name is Jason Kenzie.
And I am Izik Nox.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about a man that was bitten in his penis by a python.
Ouch. And a man who gets killed by his own dog after the dog consumes cocaine.
And finally, a dog saves his owner from a shark attack.
For our first story, we go to Thailand, where a man has been bitten by a python on his python. The man's name is Turd Sack. That's not a joke. That's his actual name, Turd
Sack. That's hilarious.
Turd Sack.
Can't make this shit up.
The man was sitting on a toilet when a snake had bit him on the noodle. He started screaming. He got up, and a bunch of his friends rushed into the toilet. He said, "Help me get this, python off." And they came in there with, machetes in hand. We don't know which python you want us to slay, so there's a bit of confusion going on there.
Yeah, they couldn't tell them apart. I mean, this is crazy. I don't know what would happen if I sat down in the toilet and all of a sudden, bang! I got freaking bit right in the penis. Oh my god, it would freak the hell out of me. Turd Sack, and I'm going to say his name all through this video because Turd Sack is such a funny name, don't you think?
It's definitely unique.
He said he saw the snake in another toilet about a week prior to this and decided to use his manhood to capture it. Boy, did that go wrong.
Gotcha. I'm surprised how, if you go to your house and, you go into the bathroom and you see the werewolf and then you're just like, oh, sorry, you close the door and you're like, just tell your family, it's like, let's not use that bathroom. There's a werewolf in that one. We'll just use the other bathroom for now and just forget about this one and that. The problem would solve itself over time. Yeah, apparently he didn't do anything about the snake in the other toilet. He just avoided that toilet. He didn't realize that the plumbing in the building was connected.
Which is unbelievable because most houses' plumbing for the toilets are usually connected.
Not to mention that he basically left that problem for somebody else to get bit on the junk.
Authorities believe that the snake actually mistaken his manhood for another python and was trying to mate with it. Boy, was he disappointed. The snake is now living comfortably behind bars where he writes love letters to Turd Sack's snake in the grass.
Turd Sack did go to the hospital after he managed to grab the snake's head and get it off of his python. He did require 15 stitches.
15? That's crazy.
Now, after finding out Turd Sack's reputation with the ladies, the snake did have to go for an STD test.
For our next story, we go all the way to Britain, where a dog that had ingested cocaine had killed his drug-addicted owner.
That's right, the BBC was actually filming a documentary on drug addiction when a dog living with his master had ingested cocaine and morphine at the same time and had killed a man, basically clamping down on his larynx. This is crazy. I can't imagine that a dog would kill its own owner, but obviously under the influence of heavy drugs, the dog's mind must have been severely altered. This is why we at OTL strongly recommend not to do drugs. Jason, I'm surprised that the man would leave drugs lying around knowing that you have a dog, knowing that the dog could accidentally consume a high dose and not even realize it and just die from an overdose.
Well, I mean, the guy is so addicted and so high that he doesn't realize that his drugs is still out. The dog probably was the one that laced his cocaine so he would pass out so he could have a go at his drugs. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. It says here, I do know the guy was able to get the dog off of him, but when he stood up, his neighbor's cat that was on ecstasy came flying out from nowhere and finished him off. What a way to go. And the bull terrier just sat there eating pizza because he was stoned.
The interesting thing is that the BBC film crew was there and actually witnessed the event. Unfortunately, those scenes would probably not make it into their documentary.
Well, it is Europe. You'd be surprised what they put in their documentaries.
The dog has now inherited his position as the main drug pusher and is now using the money to buy himself diamond-studded dog collars and lifetime supply of bones.
He pimps out his dog friends, his poodles. It's just terrible that this kind of stuff would happen. Remember, don't do drugs.
And if you're unwise enough to do drugs, please don't leave them around where pets or children can get a hold of them.
Our next story, we go all the way to California, where a dog has saved his owner's life, who is being attacked by a shark.
That's right, a shark.
A 7-gilled shark.
Not 5, not 6, not 8, but 7 gills on each side.
Of course, after the dog was done with the shark, he was considered an 8-gilled shark.
That means 14, by the way, because he's got 7 on one side, 7 on the other. It should really be a 14-gill shark. Like 4 and 3 on one side.
But that's what
Does he have one on his forehead? That's right, a man was fishing when he caught something that was significantly heavier than usual. He said he wrestled with the fishing line for about 10 minutes, and finally when he got it close, he realized he had caught a 6-foot shark. Of course, his first instinct was, I need to get my hook back, and it's in the shark's mouth, so the wisest thing to do would be to stick my hand in there and get the hook out.
But the shark turned around and bit him in the foot, actually severing an artery. And he looked over at a bunch of fishermen, and he screamed for help. Before the fishermen could run over to him, his dog that was trapped in...
Jason, I don't think that would have been possible, because if there are other fishermen, they would have been on a boat. And the moment they start running across the water, they would probably sink.
Well, he was fishing from shore. So
yes, but the other fishermen were on a boat.
Is that what it says?
That I believe that's what it says.
Oh, okay. Well, that was stupid then, because how could they get there that fast?
They could have drove their boat.
Darby, which is his dog's name, was locked in the car on a nice hot summer's California day that is bad all to itself, had somehow opened the door, probably smashed the window, and was able to jump out and come running. And just like Superdog, it jumped on the shark and started wrestling it back and forth.
That's right, that pit bull was able to finally grab the shark by the tail, and at that point, shark let go of the owner's leg. He still had to get stitches and his leg sewn up, but it could have been a lot worse. The owner could have easily lost his leg.
Or the shark had noticed his manhood and was kind of inching its way up.
A week later, the man had gone fishing again and this time caught a great white shark. He did lose his arm in the process this time, but at least he got his hook back, because that one he had paid $4.99 for at Walmart.
He actually went with his girlfriend over to Chinatown, and while he was looking at these goldfish in this pond, a goldfish had jumped out of the water and bit him on the nose. And so this guy has such bad luck with fish.
This time he also called for Darby, his dog, who was locked in the car again. And Darby had cut a hole in his glass using his diamonds on his collar that he got from a drug-dealing dog, a friend of his, to get out of the vehicle.
And he came running over and just slurped up the goldfish, because goldfish was like this big. So this fisherman, he has no nose, no arm, no dignity.
He does have a good hook collection, though. He won't part with those.
While he was fly fishing, he also caught a seagull. He wrestled that for about an hour before it turned around and attacked him. He should stop fishing. I want to say thank you so much for joining us on another OTL Animal News.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to notify you every time we upload.
We also have links to all the stories that we've talked about today, and we have a special secret link. Ooh, what could that be? I want you to remember, always support your local animal rescues.
Also remember to be happy with your name, because there's a man named Turd Sack out there somewhere.
We'll see you next week.
Have a good night, everybody.